Hello and welcome back to Boo Bear Trader. Today I will go over the 12 stocks that will report tomorrow, and I will start with Uber. Uber for daily short term is oversold, long term is still a little bit overbought. Okay, so let's do a quick trend line drawing. Okay, so look like is at the top of the channel, and you can see that the recent trend is no longer up but down now, and look like we might, if you look at the candle for today, this is like the inverse hammer. Here's the hammer for bullish reversal signal. This is the upside down hammer, or some call tombstone signal, doji. So this is the bearish signal. And also right now it sit at the resistance, so I expect a pullback, and it will be about, I would say, 55 to 60%, and it might go as low as 85. If the number coming really good, we might have a rally up to here at about 94, 93.50, but let's make it round. So 94 at about 40% to 45%. So more downside and less upside. Okay, I don't see anything else. Shopify. So this was the last earning. Now we look here. Short term is a little bit, not much, but a little bit oversold. I mean overbought. Long term is still overbought. All right, so text out these. We don't get distracted by these anymore. I will keep this line because I believe that's where it's gonna go. So okay, let's sketch the trend line. All right, so most likely I expect a pullback at about 60%, 40%, might come up even higher to probably 135 at about 40%. If the number coming really good, and 60% of a pullback at around 115. Okay. Next we got OSCR Health. It is okay. So look like it's been oversold both short and long term. Look like we might have a bounce. So the number coming decent, it will rally, but if the number is bad, negative outlook, we'll have a drop to 1150 at about 40%. Otherwise, just okay earning and neutral or positive outlook. It might come up to 16. Okay. Yeah, so it's been selling more, so there will be more chance of a bounce. NVO, Novo Nordisk, been a lot of selling. If we look at last year, about a year ago, it was at 147. Now it's 47. So we're talking about 60 something percent. So the estimate expectation actually really low now. So more chance of a bounce, at least to about 57 or even 64. Okay, if the number coming more, it can close the gap at 68. But of course, I'm not gonna give that. It's gonna be 64 at about 60%. So more chance of a bounce. Let me see. Next would be 40. So if anything else, the number coming very, very bad, negative outlook because of, you know, the drug that having a lot of problem, and the news has been pretty bad. Technical and expectation are low, but if the number and problem with Ozempic, we might see a drop down to $40. But the chance is only about, I would say, 30 to 35%. 60 to 65% we have a bounce. Might not be much, at least 57. That's what I'm thinking. Disney, oversold, short term, long term overbought. So most likely we'll have a pullback if the number is not that good, and the outlook is neutral to negative. So it's going to come down to 108 at about 60%, unless the number of streaming and other businesses coming hot, will have 124 at about 40%. Okay. Not enough to draw a trend line, but you can see it's already have high, lower high, low, lower low. So the trend in a way is it is going lower. Okay, but we don't know. But tomorrow gonna bring most likely a more of a pullback. McDonald. So McDonald, I look at it almost a month and a half. It was here, and I predicted a bounce and then a bigger bounce, right? So it looked like it bounced up to near 300 pullback and then bounced to about 303, which is what I expected, right? And then pull back a little bit and then bounce more. If I'm looking at it right now, it looked like it got a little bit more to run. So if I look at the trend, we might see it's come up here. So if the number coming good, might see it back probably 307. To close this gap right here. Okay, and this is at about 50% because right now is kind of like run toward the wedge here. So it's going to be 50-50. For a down, it might pull down probably to 290. Okay. All right. Next is at short term overbought, long term is a little bit overbought. Okay, so let me see. The range is a little bit tight, but for the past month and a half, it's been trading up. So there's more chance of a pullback. Okay, so this is the midterm. Short term is still moving up, but you can see it right at the 2 line here. And due to the overbought, I expect of a pullback a little bit more to about 305. At about 60%. Otherwise, we bounce 428 at about 60%. Okay, that's it. Duolingo oversold short term and long term. So it also, what you notice is right here, it closed at exactly at that support, right? Is a little, I would say, a bit major support because of all these pivot point. It touched it right here. So expect a bounce at 60% to probably 380. 40% of pullback if the number coming really bad at about 295. All right. Yeah. I would say 40 to 45 because I just saw that if we look at it, it looked like it's got a bear flag right here. So that will pump up the chance of pullback a little bit more. So 45% of a downside, 60 to 55 to 60% of a upside rally. Fortinet, over so short term, about neutral long term. But if we look at the chart for about almost a year, it's actually moved sideways. All right. So if I chart all right, so basically it's been moving sideways right here and look like it's trying to break down to the downside. So right now it's tough because it's lean toward of a bounce, but also a little bit of a very short term of a bear flag right here. So I would say 50-50, right? For a pullback, I see it come down as much at 82. So this is 50-50. For rally, probably 105. 105. Okay. Energy transfer. Overbought short term, overbought long term. For the trend line, in a way, it is a trend downward. You can see from here, from the past 2 months, it's starting to trend sideways, but a little bit to the downside. So which means we have of a pullback more to about $17 at about 60%. And for a rally at about 40%, they're going to come back to, let's make it round even, $19 at about 40%. Okay, let me see if I get a trend from here. Okay, not much. Yeah, so looks like more of a little more pullback, and that's it. Keep moving sideways. DraftKings. DraftKings neutral short term, overbought long term. So we have more chance of a pullback. If we look at the trend, okay, so I would say right now we're gonna be a 50-50 because we got a hammer here. Most likely we have a little bit more upside to go. So about 47, 48 dollar for a pullback if the numbers not good and weak outlook. I'm seeing 40.5. All right, the last one, symbiotic. Okay, so if we look back about a couple years, you see where it is? This might be a double top. Overbought both short and long. So we have more of a pullback to probably $48 at about 65 to 70%. All right, unless the number is coming really good, we might see it come up to probably $70 at about only 30%. So more pullback to the downside, but they might surprise us. All right, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and I'll see you in the next video.